When I talk to my daughter about drugs and alcohol and sex, this is what it looks like. She's 14. Um, I believe we should never lie to our kids. And I believe my job is to teach her how to make good choices, not control her so she only makes the choices I want her to make. So when we talked about sex, drugs, and alcohol, I just told her those things are fun. That's why we all do them. They're fun, they're a great time. But the impacts and the consequences of doing them are bigger, are more impactful, are more negative the earlier you do them in life. So the consequences change as you get older, and the consequences are so much less and are so much less impactful when we're doing them later in life compared to when we're doing them as children. So, we talked about what those consequences look like and how they change over time. So, what's the consequence of having a baby when you're 14 compared to when you're 30? Very different consequences. What are the differences of getting caught out drunk when you're 14 compared to when you're 22? Very different consequences, and not just socially, right? But physiologically, what's happening in her brain and body and head, and, that you have higher likelihoods of addiction and using, harder, worse drugs the younger you start, or having that be more of a lifelong battle and issue. But then also, there are more legal social consequences to choosing to do those things the younger you are. So like it's not about just being like never do it. But it's like let's actually talk about what are your consequences at 14? What will those consequences look like when you're 18? When you're 25? See, they change a whole lot as you get older. So anyway, that's more how I parent with my kids is very honestly, what are the real consequences? Why do people say you shouldn't do these things? And, so here's how you can put those together to make your best decision for you, for what you want your life to look like and for what your goals are. And it's not so much that I have to control it. And she knows that no matter what decisions she makes, I'm going to catch her and we'll figure it out together because I'm still her mother. Um, that's not to say there might not be times where I would be disappointed or frustrated. Like those would also be consequences, right? But I will always be there. Um, and so anyway, that's how I handle really hard conversations like those with my kids is honestly trying to give them the tools to make their own really good choices and not just um, me trying to control every choice they make. And then, just having that connection and that openness um, that she can count on me to be open and honest and be there um, no matter what. And that she can talk to me kind of about these things. So that's how I handle hard conversations with my teenager.